not been streaming this whole time, folks?
Have we not? Really?
I guess not, because we have been chit-chatting like crazy, and they've been talking about Candy. They've been talking about Brandon Barash. They have not been responding to anything we've been saying because, Mother, in my tired haze, I didn't actually click the YouTube button.
Oh, we got to start over?
I mean, we've been talking for the last 10 minutes.
I know, but we got to start over.
Well, we got to start over now. We got to.
Okay.
But you know what? You know what's awesome, though? Because this has been audio recording the whole time. So that means the audio listeners get a treat.
They get our blunder, right?
They get a treat. They get 10 extra minutes in the audio version of this podcast this week. Isn't that amazing?
And they get to listen to us repeat ourselves now too, because
oh
we're
my
going to
goodness.
talk about Sam over again.
I know. We get to start talking about Sam McCall once more.
Hit the button, Matt, by golly.
I did. No wonder. Well, no wonder when I was like, what do you guys think about Sam? Nobody was talking about it.
Now we're going to have to tell them what we did.
Well, I mean, happy Halloween, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Matt.
Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness gracious.
What did we do?
Oh, no. How do I just play the video of what
you guys, are we actually on
We're
now?
on. They're talking now. They're having a great time. They're laughing along with us.
Well, we've been talking for 10 minutes.
We've been talking for 10 minutes. We've been talking about the show. We've been talking about Lucas and Sam. We hit like 4 topics already.
We didn't even come on all that late. And Matthew hanging out till 4:30 in the morning, me and Mr. Party Man.
I was out partying,
He forgot to hit the button,
I didn't hit the button. I didn't hit the
And he just started talking.
I hit the record button. I hit the stream button, but then there's a third button. There's the YouTube button. There's the I'm ready to go on YouTube button. And that's the one I always have to wait for. And it popped up, and you know what, Ma? I didn't click it. I think I might have even hovered over it and missed.
You guys.
Oh, goodness.
Get on out of that waiting room.
Get on out of the elevator, folks. Climb on into the elevator. It's not just us. It's a packed thing. We got people parked across the street. We've already talked about. We talked about Chandra's candy. We talked about Reese's peanut butter cups and how I like to eat the peanut butter first. Oh, my God, folks. Anyway.
You know what we're going to try to do? Not repeat the nonsense that we don't care about, and we'll repeat the stuff that maybe you care about.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Chandra's here. Rochelle's here. Carolyn, Laura, Cindis, Kelly, Rochelle. Hi, everybody. Goodness gracious. And Carolyn and Cindis. Oh, I said this. Melissa. Hello, Melissa. Megan. Hi. Wait, no, that's Michelle. Not Megan. Oh no, my light's dwindling again. Let's see. Liz. Hi, Liz. Oh gosh, this list is so long now. Kaiwan. Hello, Kaiwan. And the rest. Carolyn. I think I said Carolyn like 8 times now.
Everybody.
Oi, happy Halloween, Este. Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm dressed up in my Harry Potter gear. Wingardium Leviosa, everybody. Well, I mean, expecto patronum, a great time.
I and myself, gear. Mama Cat.
We talked about how she's a Mama Panther. Oh my God. Anyway, so what do y'all think about Sam getting wheeled out, huh, folks? You think it's the last time we're gonna see her? So that's what we really wanted to start talking about.
That's what we were talking about.
That's what we wanted to talk about starting off. And you know how we bounce around like a pinball, but we started off with that. What do you think, folks?
What do you think? Is I Love You, Sam the last we're gonna see?
Or do we get a little bit more?
Are we going to see a little bit more?
Smidgen more next week. Are we going to see a post-surgery Sam where she's like, hey, folks, I'm going to be A-okay. Don't worry about it, Scout. I'm all good.
I don't think we're going to see that. You know what would be funny? If they, next week, they go to showing Sam's dark hair and never her face. And then
Alexa Havens over. And we got Lulu. Just a literal swap.
Lulu.
So I'm still team Sam should fall into a coma, and we've just swapped plates for the character.
Well, I think that's a great way for Sam to be able to return.
You're right.
But I also find it just a little bit, I don't know, offensive a little bit
It
for
would be.
Kelly Monaco.
It would be totally offensive to Kelly Monaco. Of the things to do that, it's truly like, what the hell, you guys? That would
Yeah.
be it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just basically gonna we want Lulu to be you now. So basically, you're gonna go into the coma, and we're gonna wake up Lulu, and she's gonna slide right into the life that you had.
Yeah.
That would be truly like, okay, they hate her. She pissed them off somehow.
Well, I was afraid. You know what I was afraid they were going to do, and they didn't. And they didn't. This is afraid of because that elevator is quite large.
Yes,
That elevator's
it could
large.
fit a gurney and 6 doctors.
Exactly. I thought they're going to put her in the elevator and have the doors.
That too, I think, would be pretty offensive.
That would be offensive.
Given the
But
connection.
they took her around the corner.
They did.
The
They're wheeling her into the OR.
And you know what's interesting, you guys?
Hmm.
Okay, that's really a circle there, in front of the elevators. You can walk all the way around the elevators in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk all the way around the elevators.
Anytime
and you come around the backside, you'd be on the backside.
Oh, yeah. Anytime they're filming a scene where they're like standing in the corner of the hospital, it's on the other side of the elevators.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of the elevator, and that's where the bench is too.
Yeah. So they got the elevator doors, they got a bench, and they got another bench kind of in that corner where you can sit next to the coffee pot.
Right. But you know what's interesting? And this has happened both times that we were there. I don't know if you remember this, Matt. Where Matthew and I were behind the elevators chit-chatting. And both tours, we had somebody come back and get us and say, we don't want you back here. Just hanging out, just standing.
Yeah, we want to be able to see you, all right? We don't want you tagging the walls.
They want to be able to see you, exactly. And if you're back there, it's not like they rope it off and say you can't walk behind the elevators. I mean, like I said, there is another little hallway back there. They do a lot of intimate scenes in the hospital are done back there.
Oh yeah.
But it was interesting. Both times they kind of shoot us out of there. And we weren't back there for any other purpose than just the two of us shooting the you know what.
Just living our fantasy, really, because there's certain points of just the hospital set, not necessarily like anybody's house set. But the hospital set, there's a certain point where if you just angle your vision right, you can't see the lights above you. You can't see the rest of the sound stage. You can just, it's like you're in the hospital because it's so large. And that's one of the locations where you can really get that illusion.
Yes. And because that set is large and it never comes down.
Yeah.
You walk into the studio, you go all the way down to the end.
They have painted the floor, folks.
And the stairs there going up, but that never goes away.
It is anchored. You cannot move that nurse's station.
Right. So yeah, you're right, Matt. If you angle yourself just perfect where your vision, you can actually get the feeling, the illusion that you're in the hospital.
It's really neat. If somehow the opportunity is afforded again later on, with another convention, another thing that GH does, something that we organize. Maybe we should call MK Weir and say, we know you love to give these tours. We'll sell tickets for you. $400. You can have 60% of it.
Oh, you know what would be a dream for us, Matt?
What's that?
We could MC that.
Well, yeah, it would be our event. It would be us. It would be 10th floor, touring the 10th floor.
If we could MC the convention.
Oh my God, no. Well, we'd have to find our own convention. We'd have to find some sort of convention creating partners. So if there's anybody in the chat that creates, like fan events, if you want to reach out to us to MC yours.
What makes me think, that's maybe in a million years possible is because podcaster Tony does Dave's.
Hey, GH doesn't seem to, care as much as Days of Our Lives does, but hey, it is what it is. There's only so much money you can spend, and they're spending it where they want to, and that's not on us.
Not on.
No. It's on sets like the Stables. I think that this week has really hammered home that we are saying goodbye to Cody, much like we're saying goodbye to Marshall.
You think Cody's on his way out?
I think that he's going to wind up with a crap ton of money from. I understand that Holly's trying to buy him off so he leaves town. I get what she's doing, but I think ultimately he's going to get that money and he's going to buy Serenity. Not because not because he joins the con.
I think Robert's going to give him the necklace. The necklace is still in the top drawer of Robert's office.
Yeah, you're right.
I think Robert's going to give him the necklace and say, "Hey, mate, nephew."
Well, I appreciate the chat. The chat's really supporting. Chandra goes, "Hey, email them at 10-4GH if you have connections to to doing
Man,
conventions."
you know what Chandra is? Reliable and wonderful.
She's reliable. She's wonderful. She's our greatest. She's our greatest supporter. Really, like she works hard for us, and we give her nothing but attention and love, and and I'm happy for it. Oh goodness gracious! Somebody scoffed at $400. K Disciple. Hey, I mean, this stuff is always going to be expensive, and we're in a time in which I just want all of your money. So I don't know what you want from me. I could be less expensive, but that would require me being a better person. And the more times I watch people like Peter August and Victor Cassadine and Shiloh, the more I just want to take from people and not give back.
Oh boy.
What's the matter, Mom? Got a problem with how my mind is changing?
I'm scared of you.
Come now. It's all going to come clean in the wash, isn't it? Just imagine the things I'm going to do with that money. It's scary, Mother. It's Halloween.
It's scary.
It's the villains. The villains are here. Is it possible that Robert and Mac were adopted? It's absolutely possible that Robert and Mac were adopted. I don't think that's the case, though. I think they are going full forward. Full steam ahead. Sasha is a Scorpio.
Yep.
And I really cross my fingers and hope that means she's going to go on some sort of fun General Hospital type adventures.
I hope so.
She can get wrapped up in the Scorpio clan. She can get wrapped up in some sort of Scorpio problem.
No more suffering for Sasha.
Now that we've established that she is Holly's daughter, then that's only 2 steps away from Sidwell coming to town and finding out that she's Holly's daughter. Boom, bang, boom. We got ourselves a kidnapped Sasha.
Yeah, and we just found out that, well, now everybody there in Port Charles, we already knew, but everybody knows Sidwell is not missing. He's in the US of A.
He's very alive.
He's very alive, and he's going to be looking for his diamonds.
Yes.
So, and that makes me think of Sonny. Why does Sonny want to get in bed with her? Why does he want to get in cahoots with her?
Because he wants the millions, Mother.
But
it's going to be a huge payout.
But this is what I'm thinking with Sonny.
Yeah.
Sonny already has tons of money.
Well,
tons and tons and tons and tons of money.
Here's what I always said to people. When I was driving around Uber, I drove people who had tons and tons and tons of money. Let me tell you, there's a lot of money to be made here in Los Angeles, which is why I want yours so much. All you have to do is donate to the show. You want to donate to the show, don't you? Wouldn't you like to save Maxie from more mortal peril?
Oh,
keep me away from Bailey Lou. Anyway. So a lot of the people I was talking to...
Bailey Lou's too big. She ain't going to fit in that drawer now.
Wheezy Faison is going to punch Peter August's lights out now. So I drive lots of Uber people, and I say, hey, I recognize and understand that I don't have the perspective of getting that $1 million check. I don't know what it would do to me. I don't know if I would get that $1 million and be like, oh my gosh, what a huge rewarding windfall. Oh, I'm so happy. I've really fixed my problems and I've made it. Or am I going to go, ooh, how do I get one for $1,500,000? Ooh, how do I get one for $2 million?
See, that's what happens to people. Greed.
Exactly.
Goes deep in their craw.
It's like, oh, I've got $1 million, but now I'm terrified because if I spend this $1 million and I don't have another $1 million coming, then I'm going to be right back where I was. Ah, gee. So, I have no idea what it would do to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, hopefully when I do get that first $1 million check.
You're going to give it to your mom.
I'm going to give it to my mother because she deserves it. I don't think Robert is Sasha's father. There's a lot of denial, Ma. There's a lot of denial. There really is. Like, there are people who are like, cool, all right, fine, I'm with it.
Why do you feel that way? Do you feel that way? I mean...
Sindis.
does it seem so deliberate and so cut and dry on the show that it almost seems like it shouldn't be true. I understand that, you know? And Robert just didn't seem at all surprised, but I don't think he's surprised at any.
Nah, he's immune to Holly's surprise.
Yes, exactly. He's just nothing when it comes to Holly Sutton. Nothing is surprising.
You
He
could tell.
anticipates.
I'm
He
Australian,
anticipates something crazy.
and you could tell me that Holly's from Mars, and I would believe it at this point.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh goodness. DC Soap Sanctuary wants to know if I would work for the WSB or the DVX, and honestly, DC, honestly, I have so much fun using this voice, and it didn't work out for the WSB for one Victor Cassadine, did it?
Sure
Maybe
did.
the DVX is the way to go. On top of that, too, the DVX is a little less, shadowy than the WSB. You could rely on the fact that they're up to no good. But the WSB, sometimes they are up to good, and then also up to no good.
They are very often up to no good.
So, really, I think I would go with the DVX because I would trust them more.
It seems to me like Brennan doesn't have any agenda other than betting Carly.
Oh, come on, Carly. I thought you were smarter than that. You're not as smart as I thought you were. Maybe Robert and Mac aren't brothers, says DC Soap Sanctuary. Yeah, like sincerely. Sindus, Holly fabricated it to get Cody to collaborate with her, says Sindus. That would be an inspiration for Robert not actually being the dad. Maybe Robert and Mac aren't brothers, says DC Soap Sanctuary. That would explain why Mac's Australian accent disappeared. I don't know if many from Sets in the Squared Circle is still in here, but let me tell you a story about a wrestler named Kofi Kingston. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to tell you that story. Look it up, though.
Well, I think they really are brothers. I think the Scorpios really are brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why they would take that away
The worst part of this for me is the fact that I am a Cody and Sasha fan.
I did like them together.
What's their smash name?
Kasha.
Kasha.
It's not
Well,
Sodi. It should have been Sodi, but it's not.
I like Sodi better.
I like
too.
Sodi because because
That's
they were
what this
puppy.
That's what this is. This is a Sodi.
It's a Sodi. It's not a soda. It's a Sodi because a soda would be Dr. Pepper. A Sodi is Dr. Thunder.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a 2-pound weight at home, just go ahead and grab yourself a Sodi.
I used to do that with Richard Simmons, Richard Simmons to the oldies and stuff. I used to go get myself 2 cans of peas or green beans or whatever. That's what I did.
Apparently I would work at Eckert's, mother, says Melissa. If I was in Port Charles,
bakery.
I would work at Eckert's, the bakery.
That's where Lucas went and got all the pastries from. Eckert's Bakery was on the box.
I know that you need to eat it before surgery. I just know it. Lucas. I just know it. Hey, by the way, Wang Doodles. Oh my gosh, why'd you get that checked out? Oh, goodness gracious. So, so what we were talking about before I actually hit the broadcast button was the fact that Lucas clearly is just getting anchored as hell into this cast and into these stories. We were talking about his talk with TJ, showing that he's a confidant, a new friend, showing oh, thank you very much for your donation, Kelly. Don't let Kelly do it alone. Give us a treat, or we're going to give you a trick. And the trick will be turning this thing off and then talking for 10 more minutes at the end without broadcasting, huh? How about that? That'll be the trick. So you better give us a treat. Huh? How do you like that? Huh? Being threatened into doing things?
Well,
so we were talking about that, and we were talking about how their conversation pushes Dax and Molly closer together. Because how many times, this was the point I was leading up to before I realized I didn't click the button. Because how many times did TJ go, well, at least I'm not in a bar. At least I'm not in a bar. At least I'm not in a bar. Like his little, I'm not turning into a drunk mantra.
Right.
But who have we seen in the dive bar, rubbing elbows with Dex, who is the man that can just listen? I can talk to him.
Molly, Molly,
Male, 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 male.
Molly, Molly.
Male, male, male,
Yeah,
male, male, male.
I think Dex and Molly are gonna wind up having themselves a tryst,
Oh, yeah.
and they'll do that whole wake up with, oh my God, what have we done?
Oh, no, Jocelyn. Oh, no, TJ.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
now, if they have Lucas in the hospital doing all this interaction in the hospital like they have been, they better write something else for Taj. They better write something else for TJ because that's TJ's spot right now, pretty much, is being the doctor in the hospital, always talking with everybody around the 10th floor. That's what Lucas is doing now. So
Yeah.
write something else for TJ. And
They'll figure it out.
yeah, and TJ's gonna wind up with somebody as well.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll wind up with Lucas, huh?
Maybe he'll wind up with Willow, like they flirted with a year
Ooh,
ago.
they did work out in those testerinos. You know,
Mhm.
maybe Michael's gonna find out about the smoocherinos, right? The smoochadoodles.
Mhm.
You know, the kissing
Mhm.
that Willow and Drew were up to. Maybe he'll be so disgusted he'll be like, get out of Monica's house."
We didn't see too much of him this week, did we?
No. We took a break from that so we can focus on Sam. We got a lot of Sam.
We got a lot of Sam.
A lot of Sam. And then we also got, we got some Cyrus. Got some
Mhm.
Anna talking about Valentine. So I would only assume that Valentine's going to be on his way back.
Well, now she's super, super, super invested in doing what she said she would do for Laura and find Valentine and bring Charlotte home.
Yes. So I guess we're moving forward. I would assume, even if it's just for a day, I would assume we're
And
going
you
to
would
see
think those
JPS.
Quartermains would like for him to come back to town too.
So they can straighten out this. I got a big question for you when it comes to this ELQ CEO thing, and I really need this question answered because I just don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
The hell is Drew's problem with Ned?
He shouldn't have one, but he
He's
always
got a
kind of has.
huge problem with Ned. He's like, he can't run the company. And why? What did Ned do to make Drew? Is it because he knew about the SEC thing and banged his head before he can say anything?
I think maybe he just doesn't have any faith in Ned to be any good at it. I don't know.
It just seems so like unearned. It just seems so unearned. Like,
Yeah.
what has Ned done?
I don't know. I don't know, you know? If he dislikes Ned so much, he must think Tracy's just garbage.
You know, like Drew just needs to move out. He needs to win this election and he needs to
win the election and get the hell out of town.
Just go. Just go to DC and leave us alone, Drew.
And you know what? I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm not going to miss him.
Yeah, whether we're getting cheerleader Drew or creepy Drew.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need it.
I'm just not crazy about him either either approach. When he's being creepy Drew, he just seems like such a dang predator. If they would have had some like real um angsty love thing that we got to witness, and maybe Michael was a little bit of a jerk, so he'd be less Michael, hey, and a little more you deserve it.
Yeah.
They could have got us on board a little bit.
Right.
But
nope.
No, they didn't go that way. I don't think we were ever supposed to like them, but I don't think we were supposed to detest it so hard.
No, I think we were supposed to be like, ooh, what a controversy. Oh no, these two, they shouldn't be doing this. Oh. But it's not how that worked out. Scout's about to be an orphan. I don't know. I mean, Drew gonna go to, maybe he'll take Scout with. You're gonna live in the gubernatorial mansion, the congressmatorial mansion with me in DC.
Yeah. And after that, and now that he's probably going to be gone, what are they going to do with Nina? Nina's just kind of flapping out there right now.
Yeah. Nina is not a focus of storylines right now, but that doesn't mean that she won't be again at some point. But as it stands right now, she's on a rest.
Yeah. Well, right now she's healing her friendship with Ava.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Eventually something will come up. She'll get involved in something that's Nina. But you know, not every. Sometimes you need to give it a break. You need to give it a little rest. She's been up to for so much for so long in the whole Sunny
Yeah.
circle, and now you kind of just let it breathe. Let her work it.
Yeah.
Let her work at Crimson.
Yeah. I guess so, huh?
Oh my gosh, Drew and Jordan should have been explored, says Melissa. Well,
I agree.
instead they brought in an Isiah and went in a different
Uh-huh.
direction with Drew.
I thought Drew and Jordan, when they had one particular scene when they were talking about developing the waterfront,
Yeah.
and
Oh
she was
yeah.
coming up with all these great ideas. Even though it wasn't a sexy scene at all, I just saw a connection
Yeah,
there.
yeah. We were talking on the podcast for a couple of weeks after that about how they could be the political powerhouse. You know,
They could.
this couple that comes together because it's all really like his whole platform was really Jordan's idea.
It was.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Jordan's getting a little bored with majorial stuff, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
She's
Yeah.
missing being a
She's
cop.
missing the action a little bit. I
Yeah,
think
she's
taking
missing
down that criminal that was trying to get
exactly.
at Isiah, wokened up. You know, it's in her blood.
It got her adrenaline pop, blood pumping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her
Mm-hmm.
cop blood a pumping.
Isiah has more chemistry with Lucas. It's not a competition. You don't have to always stick the two characters who are like bouncing off the screen the most with each other. You got to leave potentialities open for the future.
Well, I don't necessarily see that, but I do. For Lucas, I don't want Lucas and Brad 2.0. Not
3.0,
really.
8.0.
I want them to be friends. I want them to be friends, but I don't know. So you put them back together, then what?
I think that what you could do with this, and I don't know if they are, because this is the 10th floor, okay? Don't come here for the news. But what they could do is they could have it be like Brad starts to wear down Lucas's defenses a little bit, and he kind of rolls his eyes like, fine, I'll take in a dumb date, and we'll see how it freaking goes, you annoying little gnat, right? You know?
Yeah.
And then they go, and then it like ends in a kiss at the door or whatever. And then they just kind of look at each other in the eyes and they go, oh yeah, the time's passed, hasn't it? And then Brad is over it. And then they can move forward with whatever it is that they want to do. However, why have they brought back Brad? Why have they brought Brad back to the show at the same time as Lucas? If it wasn't to put them back together.
Get rid of Portia.
To get rid of Portia? You think Portia's on the way out?
Well, not necessarily. But she's busted by Brad, though.
Oh, she's going to get in so much trouble and lose her job. Yeah, Terry's finally going to be the solo chief of staff.
Yes, I think so. I think so.
Oh,
what
gosh.
if Portia even loses her medical license?
I mean, she would. She would absolutely lose her medical license for this. She'd have to find something else to do. And what I think would be really interesting for the show to do would be for her to actually find something else to do for a long time. Because oftentimes you lose your career, and what do you got? You got your career back in a couple of years. Alexis lost her lawyer's license, did frickin' nothing. All right, she sat behind a desk. She sat behind a desk. But that lasted just a couple of years, like 2 years before they're like, okay, you're a lawyer again. I would love for them to like how Jason bumped his head and can't remember nothing. And they stuck with that. I would love to see somebody have to swap careers. And not fall out of priesthood. That's different. Because he was.
Well, you know what would be kind of cool? If they made her bad.
Well, I mean, she kind of has a history of making some choices. You kind of opened the door there with the whole the Trina parentage thing, especially if, for some reason, she changed that result to make it look like Curtis was the dad. And this whole thing has just been a pony show to get Curtis to be the dad instead of Taggart because she loves Curtis because she's crazy.
Maybe.
Taggart
ain't returning anytime soon.
Oh, that's fun. Oh my God. No, he's not. No. Rael Andrews might have got himself a job over on the gates. He might have.
So
he might have.
I hope so.
It would be great.
I want that for his career.
I want that for his career. I mean, he was selling cars, and I gotta be honest with you guys. I was watching his Instagrams, okay? And listen, Rael, if you watch this, nothing but love and respect. But I was watching his Instagram reels because I follow him on the thing, and there was a point in which he had lost his front tooth, and it was missing for a number of videos before it came back, which goes to show that he might not have had the means to dive right into a dentist at the earliest convenience to get that solved.
Because let me tell you, man, you guys all know. You go to the dentist. There's few things. For the amount of time that you're going to be in the chair, there's few services that are more expensive than dentistry.
Ultimately, the smile is back. But if he has indeed been cast in the most prominent, important role of his career, and if it is indeed on Beyond the Gates, congratulations to Ray L. Andrews for that.
Wait to watch you. We can't wait to watch it, and I hope you're bad on there.
So we'll see. Well, I mean, that's what people think. But it's not like Beyond the Gates has released an image with his name and face and said, "Welcome, Ray L. Andrews as Marcus Tagay on Beyond the Gates."
I think though maybe in December or so they will have some kind of cast announcement.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get the full thing.
Yeah, because they're going to want people to be excited about it coming on air. We are excited already, but we'll be even more excited if they give us a little, throw us a little information.
Yeah. Let's see here. Ooh. This is gonna be fun. This will be fun. So Vinny from Sets in the Squared Circle in the chat, he goes, "Oh no, Rail confirmed it. He announced it himself that he's gonna be on Beyond the Gates." David says, "Ooh, that's not positive, right?" But Vinny's like, "No, it is. He said it." So here we go, Vinny. Where's the link? Provide the link, Vinny. Where's your proof, huh? Huh, Vinny? Huh?
Yeah. I hope it's true. I want that for y'all.
I do too. If it's official, if it's in the books, if he announced it and it's out there, then awesome. I feel even happier over the possibility because it's reality. And you know what?
It's
honestly,
real for real.
Truly, I know that people love Ray L. Andrews as Taggart, but Asante Jones did not slouch in that role. So if they wanted to bring him back, if they wanted to bring Taggart back, they have a Taggart that I think picked up the ball and carried it pretty well. Once he figured out the role and the dynamic that he was supposed to be having with Trina and Portia, it took an episode or two for him to figure it out, because it's not like they tell an actor or anything.
Right.
But once he figured it out, I think he really carried it. There was a jail cell scene that I remember that was very good between him and Trina. So I'm with it. So maybe Portia's just as freaking crazy as Heather, and that would be so fun. Where she's changed the result because she loves Curtis and would rather Curtis be the dad because she loves him right now, and so so now Trina's dad is Curtis because that's my husband and not Taggart. But I'm married to a new man, so that's Trina's dad, right? And then she does this thing to try to keep Heather in jail, and she's just, "I just did it. Oh, I just did it. I don't know what I was thinking, Curtis. Oh." Because she's nuts. I want it.
Well, speaking of people being nuts, well, she's not in jail anymore, is she?
Yeah, they let her out.
They let her out.
They once they originally locked her up and threw away the key, Ma, but what they did was they dug through the trash and grabbed that key.
And all you need for someone to go digging for that key is Rick. That's all you need. You need Rick.
Yeah.
He's slick, isn't he?
Yeah, Rick is slick. He's got a magnet that is tuned just to that key.
He is so smart and so slimy at the same time.
He's actually too smart for his own good, because he's like, I should have wrote a worse motion to the court, because oh boy did I overperform on this one.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really enjoying Rick. I listen, folks, I don't know Rick Lansing. I have not seen Rick Lansing before. I knew he existed. I knew that he was played by this dude, but I have not seen him on the show. I did not see his romances and relationships with anybody. I did not see his dynamic with Sonny ever until now until
It's
this return.
it's exactly catching the same fire, Matt.
I really enjoy Rick because I enjoy when it comes to like the Rick perspective of, I guess, hey, I left town because I'm a pariah and people don't like me, into coming into town and like being sort of like the villain of a story, but having a really, really good reason for it. And that is just soap gold to have a really, really, really good reason for doing a bad thing.
Oh,
Letting
yes.
Heather out, yeah, that's not a good thing.
No.
I'm terrified
And
she's going to snatch herself an ace on the way to Sedona.
I know, right? I know, right? And poor Steven. Poor Steven. He don't want to be saddled with his mama at all.
Like, she
But
might even knock him out.
He's kind of feeling like, oh, I don't have any choice but take her loony ass to Sedona with me.
Right?
I don't have no choice.
No, I don't have a choice.
And Elizabeth is like, whew, I dodged a bullet.
Yeah, I kind of half expected Heather to call Alexis to be like, hey, old cellmate, I need somewhere to crash.
Yeah, well, she was going to. I think that would have been, that was
the call after Elizabeth.
That was on her dance card.
Even when I always liked Rick, even when he locked Carly in the panic room, says Chandra.
I've always liked Rick too. Rick, they didn't change him a bit. He's still smart and slimy.
I like that. I like that he was like, sincerely, Ashford family, I did not intend for Heather to be released. I intended for her to go to Club Fed, maybe to the loony bin, but I did not expect her to be released entirely. And I hope that you believe me. It doesn't matter. You took the case, you jerk.
Well, they're right. But at the same time, though, so he didn't anticipate her getting released.
No.
He thought that she was going to get probably in a minimum security prison.
Right.
Well, okay. Putting Heather in a minimal security prison is the same as releasing her.
Well, she doesn't have an inspiration.
She won't stay there long.
She doesn't have an inspiration to get out because she's not trying to kill anybody.
I don't know. That girl's been escaping from prison for 40 years.
She really has. She really has. I guess, it's pretty much the same thing as you. You're right. You're right.
She's been escaping from prison for a long time. But then it wouldn't have been necessarily as it is now with her being released. They can really, really blame him. If she would have been transferred and then escaped,
they can blame her. Yeah,
so much
it wouldn't be so much on him. For sure. I mean, you afforded her the opportunity by giving her but that was it.
Right.
What this was, I see the gears in Rick's mind turning. Doing this was necessary for the case that he really wants to do, which is suing the hip manufacturer. But you can't sue the hip manufacturer until you prove that the criminal was, now she's got lesser charge. Now something happened to the original sentence, and the original sentence is your fault. Give us a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, doing that, he had to do something in order to get that to start. But goodness gracious, she's out now. It's all
did a little better job than he should have.
He should have. So I mean, his motivations there was simply money. I'm a lawyer. This is what I do. This is my job. I didn't have to take the case, but I did. Oops, I didn't mean to let her out.
Right.
Taking Ava's case and his scene with Molly, explaining his motivation for that.
Mm-hmm.
Really good stuff, General Hospital. It's like, I need to prove to you, Molly, that this was an accident, so you do not go down some sort of vengeful path of revenge when it comes to Ava, so you can let go of these feelings that I'm seeing from you right now. I need you to let those go, and I need to prove to you beyond a shadow of a doubt that what happened to your baby was purely an accident.
Yeah.
Whew. I thought it was good.
And it really was.
Yeah. I thought it had great motivation, though, and really, like, fatherly.
Yes.
But
the only, I mean, this is certainly not Christina's fault, but Christina is the one that went to the hotel room.
Yeah. Nothing would have happened if she didn't go up there to confront Ava.
Right. But we all know that Christina is a loose cannon. That's been the majority of her issues since she was big enough to make sense. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Christina's a loose cannon.
Unpredictable.
And she doesn't think through her options. She doesn't think through her actions, and she doesn't think about what could go wrong.
Mm-mm.
She never does.
No, she doesn't do that.
Never
She don't.
does.
She doesn't do that. Not at all.
Mm.
No, she doesn't. Nope. Nope. Heather hasn't been stable since the 70s. No, and we've seen that. And this,
Oh.
she is not giving us stable at all. She's still giving us kooky, crazy Heather, who was 1 second away from kidnapping somebody. Just not 1 second away from killing somebody.
It was funny, too. It was super funny when Diane found out they were letting her out. Because, she stabbed Diane, too. She hooked her.
That was a good scene with Molly and Rick, says Laura. Rochelle agrees.
Was.
Yes, it was.
Yes, our new little Molly has earned her.
Yeah, Haley
who?
On
that stage, you guys.
Haley who? Though I did see a clip on Twitter of a flashback of Haley Poulos as Molly, but Molly was like 12.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my God, look, she doesn't have eye teeth. Oh my goodness.
Yes, and she didn't have eye teeth for a long time, actually. They were slow to come in. My favorite, Haley is not a slouch, that's for sure.
Yeah.
My favorite scene is her just, and I've said it before, her giving it to Shiloh.
And that was recent.
In Kelly's.
Yeah, that was recent.
Oh, man, she got
Bring it fire.
Good tongue lashing. It was so good.
Diane was on fire. She was.
Yeah, she was.
Rick is such a sleaze. I love him. He brings excitement to the show.
He does.
Yeah.
I know that he's not supposed to stay forever, but man, I'd be happy to hear that Mr. Hurst was out there looking for a place to live in LA.
Yeah, extend that contract. I want to see, he and Elizabeth are really good together too. I love how just after all this time, after all that they've been through, after all these years that Elizabeth has known Rick, she is just so done with his bull.
Yeah,
he'll walk up and she'll just be like, oh, what now, man?
What do you want now, Rick?
Well, I mean, I could move in with it, which was he knew she wasn't going to go for that. But he's just doing his Rick thing, right? Where he's like, well, I can move in too.
He's so freaking smart, actually. He's so swiney and so smart. He knows it. He doesn't have to meet you for 5 minutes, and he knows exactly where your buttons are.
Well, I can move in with you, which just softens. Well, okay, so Steven is going to come sleep on your couch. Okay, that's much easier to swallow than you, Rick. Okay, good. Okay, it's good to see Steven Lars. Awesome.
A half brother, yeah you know.
Steven Lars and Heather for a night before they go to Sedona sounds fine. Stay away from me, Rick.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I think you might be right, though, because that's the one thing that Heather did not, she kind of pushed back with Steven for at the beginning that, she didn't want to leave Port Charles. It's the only home she's ever had. Mm-hmm. She did, the only place where she felt like was home.
Yeah.
So she doesn't really not want to leave, and she doesn't want to leave Ace. No. But it seems like he convinced her, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised if she has some kind of shenanigan going on.
I feel like she's going to swipe an Ace and knock out a Steven Lars and disappear into the woods. Yeah. I feel like that's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen.
Especially, and on Friday was the last thing she saw. She saw Laura.
Yes.
But they didn't have any interaction yet.
No.
Now, if Laura shuts her down and
says you cannot, no, you can't see Ace before you go.
Exactly.
Oh, Laura, I just want to see my grandson. So yeah,
she's wackadoodle still.
Oh, she's still so freaking. Don't think that she's cured from being crazy, folks. She's just cured from wanting to kill you. I think that's the key thing. We've been saying it. I've been saying it. I don't know if I'm right. Don't come here for the news, but I've been saying it for a long time that the intention of this is to take the deadly threat away from Heather. Or when they bring her back in, it's not, oh no, who's she gonna kill? When they bring her back in, it's gonna go, oh no, what kind of nonsense is she gonna get up to?
Well, yeah, she's gonna go back to her old shenanigans.
Yes.
Where she didn't kill people, but she made people wish they were dead.
Yes. 1978.
And she was stealing babies back then?
Yes. Kind one says that Heather's been a part of Port Charles since 1978.
Oh, I know. Do you remember back in the day where even Cher's little sister was playing her?
Mm-hmm.
Cher's little sister played her for a little bit.
I
even think Cher's mama was on General Hospital one time.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, how neat. Oh, how neat. Cher.
Oh, I was Cher for Halloween one time.
Oh, yeah, you did it was Dad was Sunny. You guys did a little costume party thing. I think it was
We
at the
did,
church.
and we sang, "I Got You, Babe."
Just put your little hand in mine.
And you know what's so funny when we did that? Right before we started singing, your dad got on his knees because Sonny's so much shorter, you know?
I don't know what I will, but you got me, and baby, I got you.
That was them. Anyway, I know that Stephen Lars has not got back for long.
No.
No, I think he's going to take off and go back to Sedona with or without his mom. And he kept on telling her, I like it there.
Yeah,
I like it there. I like
it's
what I'm
kind of
doing.
hot, Ma. Don't worry about it, though. You're blonde. Kelly says, if Heather doesn't leave Port Charles, then we're going to have a Who Killed Heather. And I think Kelly's absolutely right.
That could happen.
Because we got Dex. Hey, bonus content. We got Dex going like, you know what? I think about every day how I should have killed that lady. Like, I go to bed at night dreaming of the possibility of me have taken Heather's life. And I didn't do it.
Her.
I should have done it. I should have chased her down after she hooked Britt, and I should have kaplaka like Sonny did to Jagger. Kaplaka is what they say out there in the streets. Ba-boom, ba-boom. That's what I should have done, Jocelyn. Now let's do it.
Too late for that now. I don't want there to be a whodunit for Heather because I'm not done with Allie Mills yet. I'm not done watching her.
No, I think that she should knock out Stephen Lars. Somebody in the chat said that knock out Kevin as well. So go ahead and knock out Kevin, knock out Stephen Lars, grab herself an ace, and then go to Canada, go to somewhere.
Yeah.
And disappear. We don't know, but we got a team on it. I cannot leave my mayoral duties again to go chase down Ace. I must stay in town.
And she can't take off right now either because Lulu's right at the break of the pearly gates. We don't know if she's going to be able to come back to Port Charles.
And Sam just passed away, so I don't have time to go chase down Ace. So I've sent people. People are on it. The WSB is looking for Ace Cassadine. So yeah, let's do that. But Joss is okay with Dex being a killer now. Says Chandra.
They should let Nicholas out of jail to go find his boy.
Ooh, there we go. And then you can have Nicholas come in like cargo pants every once in a while, being like, I've looked high and low. I still can't find them.
And Adam's probably available for that now because his baseball thing wrapped up.
Perfect then, Adam Huss. Come on back. We're ready for you. We can do it.
We love Adam Husk around here.
Yeah. Dex is so protective of Joss, says Daisy. So that's why I think that they're gonna go. I think that's why they're gonna go. That's why I don't think they're going Molly and Dex. Sorry, Daisy. I think
the reason why I think they're going Molly and Dex is because they've never created a true, really emotional love story between Dex and Joss that we've been. They've had them have a whole lot of sex and not be able to keep their hands off each other.
They really like each other. There's no denying that.
But we've never really, they haven't had to overcome something horrible that was keeping them apart. Yeah. They've never had to really do that. We've never had a scenario where we're just pulling for the two of them.
Come on, you two. I hope you survive this.
Exactly. Yeah. It's never had like a Trini Spencer kind of thing going for it.
No.
You never had an audience just wanting desperately.
There's the Jex fans or the whatever it is. The Jex, is it Jex? I think it's Jex. The couple's got some fans, but when it comes to the show investing in some sort of long term, I think that we would have I think we just would have seen a lot more of them together over the last couple of months. If they were far more invested in maintaining and making sure this relationship will last and last and last and last, because you kind of got to spend some time on it a little bit, like even they're commenting on the fact that they don't see much of each other, which is the same conversation that Molly and TJ have. So they're kind of mirroring each other's problems in a degree as well.
Yes.
Dex is finding somebody to console with Molly. Molly's finding somebody to console with Dex, and soon they'll be consoling each other with their naughty bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we need someone consoling TJ.
Yes, and her name is Willow because she's been like, I've been waiting, TJ, for this opportunity. Where is he? Where is he? He's in here. So there he is. But wait, I saw you get out of the shower, TJ. I saw those pecs. I saw you wrap a towel around your waist. I saw the beast that you hide within, TJ.
You know, I think you were maybe a little bit right about Brett and Lucas, though, because they had Lucas come out of the shower with a towel.
Yeah, and then they did the classic, oh, my towel fell off. I mean, they did the same thing with Chase and Brooklyn in the sauna. Remember when Brooklyn was wearing layers in the sauna and everybody complained? Remember?
Yes, I do.
Oh, gosh.
I do. Oh, and we saw JoJo. We saw our Violet actually leave.
With tears streaming down her face.
Oh, my
As she
gosh.
says goodbye to Tracy.
Yes, it was so good.
Yes, it was. It really was.
It was so good. And I saw some pictures of JoJo leaving the studio with arms full of flowers, walking across the parking lot, you know?
Yes, they all say goodbye to little JoJo. I mean, it must be so different. Like, because we had said last week that, she had said goodbye to some actors that she'd been working with closely. Mm-hmm. And then now, they're bringing her in and now she has the understanding, like, okay, well, this is I'm not going to be invited back to come do this for the foreseeable future.
And and if they recast Violet, they're going to sort as her, and it's not going to be JoJo.
Right. This could be this, like Dylan Cash playing pool with my sister, Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
They just, I remember, Ma. I remember. He's like, eventually he'll bring Michael back. It's a soap opera. And you're like, they're not bringing that kid back, though. He's going to come back a teen. He's going to come back a senior in high school. Yep. And guess what?
Guess what?
Joss and Gio have chemistry. Joss and Gio have friendship chemistry. Joss and Gio don't have romantic chemistry.
Well, you know what I saw? Matt, did you see it? I saw a video of the young man playing a violin at the convention this weekend in Graceland.
Yeah, he genuinely plays that thing.
Oh, man, that was good, wasn't it? That was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Oh my god. So many differing opinions in the chat this week. It's very interesting, which makes a good soap, I think. So long as the people who are like, well, I don't want that, are nice about it and still watch. I think it's just fun to see people like being engaged and being like, oh, I want this. No, I don't want this. I mean, you're invested. You're emotionally invested. And sincerely, the trick is to not get pissed off. Like really, like that is the secret to enjoying television, is not get mad at it. It's not alive. It's not created for you. I mean, it's created for us, but it's not created for you. Just don't get pissed. Don't get pissed. Want what you want, don't want what you want, but don't get pissed. Because there's talk about Isiah and how they like his scenes with this person and this person. They like him with Jordan. They like it with Lucas. They like him with this and the other thing. And so they're like, well, Isiah can just play the field. Just play, doesn't matter. Just play the entire field of General Hospital. Go ahead, Isiah. We're not saying no to that. Mm-hmm. Except for the people who don't want that, who are like, no, I like him with Jordan.
Isaiah's got to have some good backstory, though.
He's got to, Well, he's a Ganon, right? He's a Ganon.
That's what they say, but we don't know if that selection for a name was on purpose for One Life to Live or just.
I feel as though there's an opportunity for them to not necessarily, and this is something that they might even be testing out when it comes to how to introduce a new character. And I'm guessing here, don't come here for the news. I'm not back there. I've never talked to these people. All of that classic 10th floor stuff. If they're trying to bring in people and kind of anchor them into like ABC soap lore, rather than being like, well, you're a Scorpio, like deep into GH lore, then that affords an opportunity for the fans to be like, oh, well, I can see why this person is important and has these talents and these skills, and I'm interested because they're the nephew, grandson, son of this character that I enjoyed over on this other show. Okay, now I'm finding ways to hook myself and be invested in the journey of this character. So I think there's a possibility there for them to work in some sort of One Life to Live Ganon connection, which anchors him in ABC soaps, but doesn't make him the son of one of the Quartermains, doesn't make him another Ashford.
And makes him not an Ashford, thank you.
Makes him not an Ashford. Yeah. So I think that they should do that if they're not.
I think they ought to do that too. I think they ought to do that too. And if for ABC, you know, give us a little Easter eggs here and there, a little reference to the other shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then come January, all the other networks are going to have their eyes glued on everything that happens with that show. Viewership, revenue, whatever. They're going to pay attention to it to see if they want to invest their own money on something new too.
Soap fans on the internet. Soap fans on the internet. Gather around and lend me your ear. I'm talking to you, soap fans who talk about soap operas on the internet. Only you. Nobody else. Do not please resist the urge. Let me not tell you what to do, but please, if you could be so kind as to resist the urge to absolutely rip the gates apart after its first episode. Resist it. Resist that urge. All right. Give the show 6 months.
Give the show some time.
Give the
show a real shake.
Let it move in a direction. Let it tell you what it is that's going to be happening. Do not try to tell the show what to do. Please resist the urge to, if you could. Resist the urge to tell the show what to do. On top of that, too, this is a daily 5-day-a-week soap opera on CBS. I recognize that this is landmark. This is historic. We're very excited. Not only for the gates itself, because it's going to be a fun show, but for the potentiality that it has on the soap landscape and whole. But this show does not have a multi-million-dollar budget. This show is not going to be the most expensive soap that's on television. The sets are going to be of the same quality that you have seen. They're not going to be on location. They're filming in Georgia.
Oh, they're filming in Georgia.
Yeah.
And Days of Our Lives, I'm Young and the Restless is LA, right?
Right. I think they're filming in Georgia, unless it's set in Georgia. One of those two things is true.
Yeah. Interesting. That's interesting.
But if they are filming in Georgia, that does afford them maybe a little bit more breathing room, because it's really expensive to film in LA. Really, 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 really expensive. So that could be another experiment they're doing, which would suck to lose the soaps in locally, but whatever. In any case, just don't expect it to be the most expensive thing. Don't expect it to be the most beautiful thing that's on TV. Don't expect it to be head and shoulders above all of the other soap offerings that you're getting. Just give it a chance and enjoy it. And if it's your cup of tea, awesome. If it's not your cup of tea, let people drink it. I like that one.
I like that one too.
They are filming in Georgia, says Chandra. When is the gate? So where is the gates going to be showing? On CBS. On CBS show.
CBS show.
Yeah.
CBS is going to be, and that's interesting too. That NBC only has days and it's streamed, and ABC only has the one soap.
Yeah.
Of course, General Hospital, and then CBS. This is adding a third soap for them. They never went down to one soap.
Yeah.
Bold and Young and the Restless have stayed on the air.
Yeah.
So they're adding a third soap.
Yes. And so they're what CBS
and
is
the Bills don't have nothing to do with Gates.
No, this is Procter and Gamble.
Yeah, so the Bills ain't got nothing to do with it.
It's a nice. Georgia's a nice country. I mean, it is a country. I think we're talking about the state though. Anyway, Jeannie says, "Oh, this is 25 years in the making." So yeah, so the story content is probably going to be really great. Like when it comes to like what's going on, it's probably going to be really good. But still, give it a chance to get there. It's not going to be like, ooh, by the end of the first 37 minutes, we're really anchored into everything that's happening.
No, I think it would make sense to me. I don't know. I never worked on it, so but I don't know. But it seems to me like the first month or two, they should be anchoring the families. They should be introducing us to people.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah. We don't need no pretty girls.
Show us personalities. Show us characters. Not necessarily
the plot
arcs yet.
Yeah. Who are these people? What do they mean to each other? And why do they hate one another?
Who's a rotten one? Who's the good one? Who's the devious one?
Yeah. Who's the black sheep of the family?
The matriarch?
Who is the black sheep?
Who's the little little turd that needs slapped.
Exactly. Who's the turd? We want to know who the little turd is. Jeannie says The Passions was the last new soap on in 1999. 25 years in the making for a new soap to come on. So awesome. Regardless of it, I know that Michelle Valjean has been working on the idea and the concept of the Gates for a number of years. And it's taken a lot of work on her part to get it off the ground. The fact that CBS has said yes means that CBS, at the very least, as a network. I can't say anything about Peacock. I can't say anything about ABC. But CBS at least sees the value.
Yes, they do. I want ABC to come out with a new soap opera. And the town is Pineview.
It's just recently erected. Just Newtown, Pineview, in the middle of Pine Valley and Landview.
Pine Valley and Landview.
Just Nora Buchanan over here, Erica Kane over
Pineview.
there. I mean, that would be really interesting. What I want ABC to do first, though, before going through all of the motions of creating a brand new soap, I would love for them to give the soap that they do have just a little bit more money.
That too.
That would be great. It would be great. I recently heard a story, and I'm not going to say from who, and I'm not going to say about who, but I recently heard a story about how General Hospital reached out to a classic character that is tied into characters that are still on canvas and actually would make a little bit of sense for them to show up. They reached out to this actor and they said, hey, you interested? And he's like, well, maybe. And they're like, great, but we got to tell you, we don't really have any money to give you. So we'll have to give you the absolute bare minimum that we are legally allowed to pay an actor to be on the show. It's called scale, yeah. So we're gonna have to pay you a scale for this. Now this is somebody that's been on the show and had been for decades and huge stories and big fans base and and he goes, no, I'm good. Because he's comfortable. He doesn't need the money. He's fine. He doesn't feel like he needs the admiration or the adulation or the creative outlet to come back onto the soundstage and play this character. It really all came down to what the offer was, and the offer was scale, and he's like, no, thank you. So if they're offering somebody of that caliber the lowest amount of money possible, that means General Hospital truly does not have any to spend.
That means that Jonathan and Steve's got big chicks.
That might mean now, of course, I'm sure there are people on there that are more taken care of than the others. It's not like anybody's out there making $18 an hour. Okay.
No, of course not. And and it is based. A lot of it's based on time too. You're not going to set the person that gets 5 episodes a month as opposed to the 15. They're not going to make the same amount of money.
Right. So all of that, yada yada yada. But all that to say that they didn't even have the budget to up the offer to a person that would sweeten up the pot, sweeten up the story, is worth a couple of extra bucks based on what they have brought to the show before. But it's just interesting.
I'm going to guess.
Go
you can
ahead.
tell me later if I'm right.
Sure.
It's Julian.
I'll tell you later.
Hey.
Sorry to be cryptic, but I don't want to say anything that might not want to be shared.
Well,
what can I say?
Yeah.
What can I say? More.
So,
more,
the
says
10th
Jeannie.
floor,
Yeah.
we don't come at you with any news that we have any fact for, and we also don't want to piss people off.
I mean, it's just, I feel as though, I'm not a journalist. I'm a podcaster. I'm not here to break story. I'm here to react to it, right? So,
and also, we're the kind of podcasters that we don't go digging.
Not really. I know for a fact that Professor Angela,
too hard.
Professor Angela from Days for Dummies, I know for a fact that she's got all different sorts of chat groups with previews and reviews and gossips and all sorts of stuff that she just does not include us in.
Right.
Because we're really not interested in having it blown up before we actually are able to watch it. I want to see.
I love being surprised when something happens.
Like Sasha opening the door. What are you doing here, mother? Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming, and I love that.
Yeah.
Franco getting shot and killed. I didn't know. I didn't see that coming.
I love the moments on soap operas where I go, what?
Right. So in order to do that best we can, being podcasters in 2024, we respectfully ask that people try not to spoil us.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times it's
We don't
unavoidable.
go searching.
Yeah.
We don't go searching.
We don't go searching, but a lot of the times it's unavoidable. I mean, simply from the from just having to market the podcast, you know. I mean, I suppose I could go on Twitter and never read a word.
There was no way not to know that Samantha was going to be killed off.
Right. And also
there
at the same time,
no way not to know that.
And also at the same time too, like if I were to go on Twitter and then never read a word of anything else that somebody was posting and just post my stuff to be like, hey, click here and watch us, and then that also does run the risk of us sounding like total morons if we don't know something that everybody else knows.
Right?
Like if we didn't know that Sam was dying, right? We're like, oh my gosh, what a hero! I can't wait to see the drama of what it's going to be like with Sam and Lulu back together alive.
They're saying, like, what have you been doing? Living underneath the rock?
They're going to be fighting. They're going to be fighting over Dante, and I cannot wait to see that. No, you know, like that would make us just seem like total dum-dums. So it's important to know some things, I guess. But when it comes to the breakdown blow by blow, you know, I did if Cyrus is indeed the one to take Sam out, I didn't want to know that.
Do you know what he had yesterday? No, not yesterday. You know what he had on Friday?
A prayer for Lulu.
He had a hurtful, hateful ponytail.
He had a little ponytail, which makes me regretful. Makes me because I didn't realize that he was growing that ponytail out again because I didn't see the back of his head when we were interviewing him. And remember, we were like, "Oh man, the hateful ponytail." And he's like, "Yeah, I love those nicknames." I didn't know that he had the ponytail back. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Jeff Gober.
You know what, though, Jeff? I say, you know, if you're known as a hurtful, hateful ponytail, that means you're a great actor.
He took it in good stride.
You are selling it, and we are all for every hook, line, and sinker. We are believing you. You are hurtful. You are hateful. You are a ponytail.
Yeah. You're the lovely ponytail.
Yeah, and you know what I love at both my shows right now? We got some hateful ponytails. We got that mad scientist ponytail on the other show.
The mad scientist ponytail. I got the serum. I got the serum for you. Yuri. It's time to go on, little Miss Violet.
Yeah.
Oh. Where did I see Holly as Sasha's mom? Yeah, that was a great secret. They kept that one.
Yeah, they did.
If you want to know the pay scale rates, Google SAG-AFTRA television agreement wage tables. Boom! Look at that. Chandra always bringing you the resources. Because I don't know how much scale is. I couldn't tell you. Don't come here for the news.
It can't be all that much because folks making scale got a side hustle.
Yep.
Sure.
I didn't know that Nathan was going to pass on, says Cindis. I skipped watching that day, then regretted that I skipped it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Rolf, Jeannie. Yes, Dr. Rolf.
Yes.
What if Sam sees Lulu lingering on the edge of life and death, and then she tells Lulu to go back to her body? That she has a new liver. Oh, wouldn't that be sweet?
Actually, that would be so freaking awesome. I would
sweet.
love that. I don't think we're going to see it. But boy, that would have been really cool. Yeah. I would have loved that. Yeah. I would have loved for them to have a scene where
Sam like goes and she hugs Alexa Heavens, right? And then Sam disappears in Alexa's arms. Yeah. And then she wakes up and now she's Lulu. But it's not Alexa anymore, it's the other actress.
Right?
They recast her
I was going to say the other way around. So Lulu and Sam have an embrace, and then when Sam and Lulu separate, it's in Lindsay Hartley.
It's Lindsay Hartley. And then they both wake up, and now Lindsay Hartley just plays Sam. Oh gosh! Oh my God! I think people
Monaco, I love you, babe. I'm just spinning, okay?
This is just, we make it fun. I really think that would get General Hospital fans to march down to the studio and they would light a fire somewhere. I sincerely would. I think that they would try to burn the studio down if they did that.
They'd be at the gate of the studio where it still says
Prospect.
You know, the prison name up there.
Where they covered Prospect Studios with the Pentonville prison.
Yes. That cracks me up. Every time they do something like that, since we've been there, every time they do something like that, I just crack up.
It's the guard shack for the studio, you guys. Oh man, we drove through that gate with Fido Xavier.
We sure did.
Hey, use what you got. All right. They're finding the ways to make it look like a jail, so I'm with it.
And they were right outside. They were right outside the studio, which says boldly General Hospital on it, and they were like using it as the outside of the
Yes,
hospital.
it's like the back end. You know, the front end is that beautiful like Art Deco facade, and the back end is just a strip that says General Hospital. It's where the ambulances drive up. It's right next to the ER. Oh gosh, I wonder if we all know what happened with Kelly and Frank. I don't think it's any of our business.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit. It's okay. I know I'm being silly because I know that workplaces aren't like this. Workplace is a workplace is a workplace. It's not always fair.
No.
Not everybody's treated the same way. And there is such thing as favoritism. And I mean, Prospect is a place of business like everywhere else with a bunch of.
But we don't know if any of that went on. My really, sincerely, folks, the biggest piece of evidence that I have that is not as bad as everybody, or as the name, I won't say everybody, but as the people who think it's bad. Mm-hmm. It's 4 years has passed since Billy Miller has left the show. If this was about that, something would have been done about it a long time ago. It's not like she's got pictures of Frank Valentini doing coke off a hooker's butt, you know? You know?
Right.
Chandra highlights with a tag to make sure I see it. Please ask Mama Cat, that's you, if she remembers Al Holden and Michael McBain switching spirits on One Life to Live.
I do not.
No.
Talk about Max Holden?
I don't know. Al Holden is what written there. Maybe Max and Al are related.
Yeah, I remember Max. His last name was Holden. Mm-hmm. No, I don't.
No. I mean, we were told about.
I'm not great about remembering storyline. I mean, I remember storylines, but not in great detail very often.
No.
I just watched too many soaps.
Well, you've been watching it, but also you haven't been watching it necessarily with the same eye as somebody who's been like, I'm a rabid fan. Like, you like to watch a soap.
I wasn't watching it as a podcaster before. I was watching it as just, you know.
Yeah. Al was Max's son.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Remember the character, but not necessarily the spirit swap. All soap operas have some sort of sci-fi, fantasy, wackadoodie nonsense that happens to it at some point. Remember Olivia Falconeri dreaming of blood falling out of the elevator or whatever? Because she saw Connie's death or whatever. Like, come on now. We left that behind. Now we're still just waiting for Gio to find out that Brooklyn's his mom.
That's coming.
It's coming. It's a coming.
Yep.
It's a coming
That's
faster than we think.
2025 for sure.
Maybe it's a Christmas revelation this year. It's like, you got a son, Brooklyn. You got a son. You shot your son, Brooklyn.
That's true. Or, they could do classic soap opera where she has a baby that needs something.
Oh yeah, we talked about that a little bit too. He needs a piece of his liver. It's a story we can't drop.
Yep.
I remember Lucy being a vampire slayer on Port Charles. There you go.
Exactly.
Who's his dad? Dante.
I hope so.
Jury's out.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Jury's out.
I want it to be Dante.
Yeah. Gio can go on tour and need a new guy for Joss. I don't know. I think we're about to reveal that Gio's really Brooklyn's. I don't know when it comes to romantically, because what the problem is there's no problem. Gio's fine. The problem is though, he's goofy. He's a goofy guy.
He's goofy and he seems too much like a minor. Yeah,
he's got really elevated light energy, which is challenging through a soap lens to see where necessarily he could fit because it's not serious. He's not very serious in his portrayal. He's just this cool bro.
They have to give him some real heartache.
If he was on a sitcom as the neighbor friend, perfect. Oh, hey there, Mrs. H.
All over him.
Hey there, Mrs. H. What's going on? Opening up
Mhm.
the fridge, grabbing, a sandwich out.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Be
Perfect for a
perfect as a
sitcom.
Kelso.
Yeah, yeah, little Kelso in it. Yeah, send it to that Double O show.
Yep.
Because the Nat 90 show is done for. Sorry, fans.
Yeah, they canceled it.
Just don't try, folks. If you become a fan of a show on Netflix, just go for the ride for as long as they give it to you, and then just jump off when they're done giving it to you. It will never be concluded. It will never have an ending. You will never be
No great conclusion.
satisfied with any sort of conclusion. They
No,
have
not really.
never, folks, except for maybe Orange is the New Black, but they have never ended a series with people going, "That was great, Netflix." They have fans have never liked a finale that they've done, and for the most part, they just cancel stuff. So, if you're a fan of a show on Netflix, let it go and enjoy the ride for as much
Let
as
it
you can.
go. Let it go.
Don't hold me back anymore. I tried to stop myself. It's like Roger Rabbit and shaving a haircut.
Yep. 5 bits.
It will spice up Chase and BLQ's marriage when he learns she never told him and she had a son. Well, what if she doesn't know Zindus? What if she's pushed the memories from her mind and Kevin is the only one to awaken them?
Or maybe she believes that maybe they could do an Erica Kane thing where she believes that she had a miscarriage or an abortion and they took the embryo.
Maybe she got knocked out in some sort of like bar fight and they took the baby and said, "Oh, you lost the baby." But they really just gave the
Yes.
baby to somebody else.
Yes.
Gio's fake mama.
But I do believe that we're going to find out that Lois has known all along.
Oh, yeah,
and
of course.
So has Sonny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sonny helped Lois orchestrate the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's great story. I like it also because it gives Lois new stuff.
Yeah.
Here it is. Rena's been back on a year now.
Yeah. She hasn't really had it. I mean, she's been great. She's been a great supporting actress, but she hasn't really had any meats and potatoes of her own.
Right. And, and I don't think that when she first came back on a year ago that Lois was supposed to be on for a year.
I think I believe the original plan was for her to come on for whatever it is that original thing was to help Brooklyn support through music thing, Link or something. And it was a well-known. We're gonna see how we feel about it.
Yes, it was well known, and actually, Wally and Rena had something to say about that too. About how is it going to work for us?
No Ned and Lois. We don't want to do that.
Loaded. They were very, very clear about that. Yeah. They didn't want a Ned and Lois rekindled.
No.
They didn't want that.
We don't want to play that. We don't want to do that.
We don't want to play that.
We don't like kissing each other anymore. You hear me, Frank? We don't want to kiss.
Exactly. They didn't. They didn't. And I know this because I saw Rena talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't want to go back down. They didn't want a Lois and Ned rekindling. No. They didn't want a remarriage for them. But she did say that the two of them have a natural daughter together.
Mm-hmm.
And she loves to go to the studio and watch her mom and dad.
Oh, how sweet.
Isn't that cool?
How sweet. How sweet. Oh, gosh. BLQ could have been in an accident. The baby was born while she was unconscious, and she woke up with amnesia for the last year, and they decided not to tell her. See, they could say anything. It's a soap opera. They could do anything. They could say...
They could spin it in several ways and explain it away easily.
Well, remember what you thought was a hysterical pregnancy, Brooklyn, when you were 16? You convinced yourself you were pregnant because you actually weren't. It's all Dante Falconier's fault because he grew up in the neighborhood. Okay, he grew up in the neighborhood. Listen, I don't know. Dante's been in Port Charles for 20 years. I don't know how he could be the father of Gio, right? But then also at the same time, apparently Holly was able to have Sasha when Robert was dead. So all right, folks, let's clarify that for real, okay? That was a little jokerino. So the timeline of events is basically supposed to be that Holly and Robert slept together shortly before he got blown up in a boat. Now, does that mean he cheated on Anna with Holly? I've got no clue. Because I think Anna and Robert got blown up in the same boat.
I think they did too.
I think they both got written off together. And then she showed up a couple of years later in All My Children, and then he showed up like in the years, the genuinely 15 years later, Robert Scorpio was dead. Dead on the show until they brought him back. 15 years, like that's a long break. That's a long break.
What? Another thing I love about this, they're writing for Tristan.
It's nice, right?
I thought Tristan was going to be sent off to the sunset soon.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to write him out, and now I would not think so.
Now maybe not. Now he's got a daughter in town. I'm not going to run out Holly.
We just said 2 or 3 weeks ago that Holly was going to ride off to the sunset.
Yeah. Well, maybe there was a moment there where they thought they were going to have to be parting ways, and maybe something changed.
Maybe.
I don't know. Don't come here for the news. I want to see 3 quarreling grandmas: Olivia, Lois, and Tracy. That'd be fun. The timeline for Sasha fits, says Daisy. That's great.
It does.
That's great because Daisy is an attentive viewer that really appreciates details. So if Daisy's happy with it, then that's awesome. That means that they really have done a good job.
Yeah. So. Well, it is believable as far as timeline goes. I think it is believable, and they've said it a couple of times where you told me my father was dead. Well, at the time I really thought he was.
Yeah, and then 15 years went by.
Yeah, 15 years went by, and I am still Holly Sutton. I'm rotten.
Yeah,
so I didn't tell you.
Well, is it more advantageous to not tell Robert? Robert.
Well, I can't tell it because I might
tell Robert.
Might be inconvenienced a little bit later.
Like, is she like? I give it to her. Kim Delaney? No, not Kim Delaney. Oh my God, that's Chase's mom. What's her name? Holly Sutton?
Emma Samms.
Emma Samms. I'll give it to Emma Samms because she is able to take the name Robert and say it and turn it into a shorter name than anybody I've ever heard.
She calls him Robert.
Robert. Like, it's so short. It's so short. It's still Robert, but it's short. Yeah, I don't think I've ever like said Robert as quickly as Emma Samms does, and I like it.
Yeah, Robert.
I like it. Robert. Oh, Robert. See, ultimately, I think she's gonna fund Cody's Serenity thing.
I think I hate the idea of Josh Kelly leaving, but I could see them giving him the necklace because Robert has the necklace.
Yeah, I mean, Shat said, "Oh, I thought it got blown up in the haunted stuff." I don't know where it is. It's probably in Robert's top drawer.
It's in Robert's top drawer. I remember.
Yes.
Because he took it. He told it when she got done rolling around, being on fire.
Yeah, he put it in the top drawer. I don't know how Victor would have gotten it again. Cody might be on his way out, says Daisy. I agree, Daisy. I think he is. Emma Samms. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Cheryl, understandably knowing that she is reaching. Understanding. She's like, Holly has been with so many people. I really hope that it's actually just Luke's kid.
Well, I wanted Sasha to be a twin for Aiden.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't that be something? But no.
That's what I wanted.
It's clearly not what happened.
That's not what happened.
Clearly not. They are
and the only reason why I wanted that is because I want Cody and Sasha to actually be together.
I know, and that's the reason why Cheryl is reaching so much. Is because she just wants Sasha and Cody together. So she wants any other story than this. I don't think that y'all are gonna get that though. I really think that Robert is and that's the end of it, and Cody's gonna go buy Serenity and leave because he's sad and needs to go restart his life somewhere.
And Robert did tell Sasha, even though he seems so nonchalant, not surprised.
Right.
He's not surprised.
Well, I am happy that you're my daughter. I'd love to get to know you better.
Exactly.
I'd love to teach you about knives.
I want to get to know you. You know what he should do?
Show up with the didgeridoo. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Show up with the didgeridoo. I got this for you. I got this.
I
get this for all my daughters. Get this for all my daughters.
But they should, or you know what would be cute too? It would be cute if they had a Robin Emma little visit.
Yeah.
And they Sasha.
Have a little scene.
Yeah.
Sasha and Michael are headed back together now because of Willow and Drew. I don't know. Here's the problem that I have with relationships that Michael's in, and that's Michael. I don't want him for some reason. has nothing, like, this isn't because I hate anybody or because I'm not a fan or because Chad Dibble sucks. Like, none of that. None of that. But there's just something about Michael that makes me not care if he's happy. He's fine. He doesn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to not be on the show. But I am not invested in whether or not he is a happy person. So whether he's with Willow, whether he's not with Willow, whether he's with Sasha, like, I just can't find myself thinking about those potentialities and caring about the Michael portion of it.
I see.
What can I say?
Well, I'm not overly invested in Michael either.
Just bring back the redheaded kid, man. I still say Holly made the whole thing up.
Well, the DNA came back, and it sure did show them his father.
And it was WSB in a locked lab.
Yep. And he said we could do it again if you like.
Right. I'm pretty sure it's going to come back the same.
It's going to come out the same.
Sasha.
Same.
Oh, they need to give Michael his edge back, says Melissa. He was better when he was throwing his weight around.
I like Michael better when he's more of a Corinthos and less of a quarterback.
I really liked him when he smashed that tree branch against the truck of the tree after he got pissed off at Nell.
Yeah, I liked it too. I really liked it too. It was a different actor, but I really liked it when he clubbed Claudia.
Bring back that guy, Garrett Clayton or whatever his name is. You're right, Daisy. You're right. I'm not going to read it, but you're right. Just because it doesn't need to be broadcast for memories, but you're right, Daisy. Holly had it rigged. Come on, send this. You really are reaching. Oh, gosh. Oh, what is this? Pics from Graceland, Evan and Steve's, as Jason and Dex. Captions father and son. Just kidding.
Yeah, that kind of went away, didn't it?
Yeah. I have no idea who Dex's family is. It's fine. You can rest that. You can do what you did with Sasha and introduce it 6 years later. I think she said I've lived here for 6 years. Pretty much the extent of the podcast. I think she was. We started podcasting at the around the Revelation. She was getting married to Valentine, and then that fell apart, and she ran off with Jax.
Hey, and do you remember this past week when so Sasha went to go talk to Nina and said, "Oh, by the way, I've known who my mother's been all along."
Why didn't you say anything?
Well, are you still con at the time?
And, yes, and so Nina was like, "Well, are you still conning people?" And she's like, "No." And she's like, "You're fine. Listen, if there's anybody in town that understands that if you're not doing what you did before now, then it's totally cool. It's me, Nina Reeves." So,
exactly. I mean, she's even forgiven Ava. But she did was fresh.
If you are Nina, how could you not? How could you not just constantly forgive? How could you not?
She's very, very motherly with Sasha, and I've actually really enjoyed it the last few months.
Yeah, she's
so motherly with her.
She's needed a strong mother figure because Holly's not that.
Yeah. Oh, and I think a scene between Nina and Holly would be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the two of them can bring it very well.
Well, Lara says it was touching. It was a touching scene.
It was.
So that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. All right. I'm running out of breath. I'm a tired man. I partied until 4 o'clock last night. Well, I partied until 2 and then traveled and ate and and went to bed at 4. But it was a great time. It was a good time. Happy Halloween, everybody. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Ma? I don't think we missed anything necessarily that's super important.
I don't think so.
I mean, Sid Will's on his way back. Lucky and Liz are nice. I like Kevin's voice. Like the actor who plays Kevin. I can't remember things right now. I'm tired. John Lindstrom. I like his voice. He's got a good voice.
He does.
Yeah.
He's got a very calming, soothing voice.
Right? Like it's great psychologist voice. And that's his voice in listen, I don't know him from a slice of bread. But I seen Instagram he was talking about how he's kicked off TikTok. Because TikTok had falsely flagged his account as being fake John Lindstrom.
Oh, Oh, okay. Well,
And so
I
I got
thought I was going to say, if anybody's going to get kicked off TikTok, I think it would be Nancy.
yeah, but no, he got kicked off
Oh,
TikTok. And just the way that he just talks and was telling his experience and his surprise and well, this is weird and I'm really me. And I'm like, oh, I would listen to you read the phone book, sir.
Yep.
Nap time for Matt, says Cheryl. Yeah, and then I got up. I got up to podcast at 9 a.m. Pacific time to talk about Days of Our Lives and then came back here to talk about General Hospital. And it takes more energy than you guys think.
It does.
It does.
It does, actually. It does.
So
even though we're sitting on our butts.
Yeah. But it's, it's performative. I'm using my diaphragm. Has anyone listened to his book on audio? I hope you have. Hollywood Hustle. Buy it in an Amazon store near you.
I haven't listened to it, but I understand he does read it himself. I think John reads it himself.
Well, when you're done listening to this podcast in your car, turn on Hollywood Hustle. Mm-hmm. I hope you all dressed up. I hope you all saw that we were in Halloween costumes and to put yours on to enjoy this with us. And I hope you enjoy this, the holiday background. I like doing that. I like when we have a holiday. I get to mix up the background. It's a good time. It's a good time for me.
On Friday, you guys, I'm driving to LA.
You are.
Halloween will be over. I'm driving to LA on November 1st. I'm going to see Matthew on November 1st. And I'm going to see my husband in the morning before I take off. But you know what November 1st is? It's our 44th wedding anniversary.
Why are you traveling?
Because the timeliness of Day of Days sucks.
Well, I hope your husband can forgive you.
Oh, he already has.
Oh. So yeah, Ma's going to come on Friday. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a good time. Saturday is Day of Days. We're going to be talking to over 30 Days of Our Lives actors.
One of them being Wally Kurtz.
One of them being Kurth. One of them being Brandon Barash.
Yep.
So, some General Hospital tie-ins there. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so now. Do it right now. Click it. It's a little red button.
We're going to bring some interviews.
It's one of the bigger buttons, actually, that you see. So click the button and subscribe to the channel now. If you haven't liked the video, if you had a great time, like the video if you didn't have a great time. I want to know. It's because the more likes we get, the more I know that people either like it or don't like it. So click like. Don't click the other one. I really can't. They don't have as much data on the other one, honestly. They just kind of like, hey, percentage-wise. But they don't say X amount. Like, I don't know how many. So don't click it. It doesn't help.
Okay.
It doesn't help.
Okay.
It actually is like, well, compared to your other videos, this one is like percentage-wise liked as much as, it's really vague. They don't want to make somebody sad.
Oh, okay.
They don't want to be like, oh my God, 15,000 people disliked my video. Like they don't want you to know that. So they don't tell you. So don't click that button. Click the other one. Because I can see how many people click that one. Because they want to elevate their creators.
Yes. Absolutely.
So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Get on the elevator, folks. Wave goodbye to Elizabeth. Dr. Gannon scrubbing in. He looks good in scrubs. Get on the elevator. Go back down to the first floor. Crawl into your cars. Turn your radios to previous episodes of the 10th floor, which you can find on all of your favorite podcasting platforms.
If you see a sinister-looking bald man, you duck. That's Sidwell.
Or Mason. If you can't find us on your favorite podcasting platform, reach out to us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH, and I will point you in the right direction. While you're there, follow us on Twitter as well, and Instagram and Facebook and all of that to join in on the very uneven soap chatter that we have during the week. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'm dedicated, sometimes I'm way too busy.
Sometimes, huh?
But follow us around there anyway, make us look important. You can donate to the show and to the channel if you want. Buy me a coffee. There's links all up in the thing. Oops.
All up in the thing.
All up in the thing. There's links all up in the thing. Thanks, Chandra. You can donate to buy me a coffee. You can donate right here on YouTube. You can click the super thanks. You can click the super likes. You can click the thing. Just look for the dollar bill icon. Look for the $sign, the American $sign. It's the S with the stripe through it.
Mm-hmm.
Why it's that, I don't know. Why is it not a D with a stripe through it? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Doesn't matter. Click that and donate to the show if you want to. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and share with your friends. Go spend some time with your families. I've been Matt.
And I've been Kat.
And we'll see you next week right here on the 10th floor, maybe.